Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal weighs in on NBA betting scandal after 30 arrests have been made. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to AFG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis of the most popular topics in the world today. In today's video, we have Shaquille O'Neal, Hall of Famer, weighing in, giving his take on the 34 arrests that have been made, all from NBA sports betting scandal. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AFG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself. I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. Shaquille O'Neal stated that he is ashamed regarding the NBA betting scandal involving 34 arrests, including players like Terry Rozier, retired guard Damon Jones, as well as Hall of Fame coach Chauncey Billups. The FBI described the scheme as an insider trading saga for the NBA involving wire fraud, money laundering, and extortion with tens of millions of dollars in illicit gains. Now, O'Neal expressed that those involved knew the rules and the consequences, and questioning their motivation for risking their careers and reputations all over financial gain. Now, the investigation was reportedly sparked by unusual betting patterns surrounding a 2023 game involving Terry Rozier, while Billups' arrest is linked to separate illegal poker operations connected to the Mafia. Both Rozier and Billups have been placed on immediate leave by the NBA, which stated it's reviewing the incidents and reviewing the incidents and cooperating with authorities to maintain the game's integrity. Okay, so first and foremost, those names that you heard, three notable names in the NBA. If you watch the NBA, if you're familiar with the game, you do know that Terry Rozier was a player that played on Boston. They used to call him, he got his name, Scary Terry. He used to put up a lot of points. He scored a lot of buckets in the NBA. Wasn't an all-star, but just a guy that was just like, he can get hot real quick and he can go out there and put up a few points and kind of put the other team on their back heels or whatever, and kind of like, kind of carry the team per se, you know what I mean? And on certain nights, not every night, but on a lot of nights. He then got traded to the Charlotte Hornets, and he was, pretty good over there as well. But, as of late, he ended up being a journeyman, going to different teams, and not really being able to stick with one individual team like most players would like to do. Damon Jones, on the other hand, he's a retired guard. He used to play with LeBron James. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James, when they were, I think that year they was 66-16, if I'm not mistaken. It was a force to be reckoned with. That's early LeBron. LeBron had Kyrie over there. It was a force to be reckoned with. I forget, because there was so many different guards that was on that team, but I do know that Damon Jones was one of those players on the team. He's retired, since then, and, had a little bit of insider information to help the bettors out. And it kind of put him in this spot where he should have just kept his mouth shut and, did what he needed to do. But, some people just can't do that. Now, the last one is Chauncey Billups, Hall of Famer. He played with the Detroit Pistons back in back in the day. He was down there with Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Shee Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, you know, that team was a force to be reckoned with in the early 2000s. You know, as they've gotten older, obviously the team kind of broke up. Ended up sending Chauncey over there to Denver. He played with Melo for a couple of years, and you know what I mean. You know, continued to do damage over there, and then you know, as time went on, he ended up retiring, leaving the game, and you know, coming back as a coach. And he just not recently, but he was, I'm gonna say, for at least about a couple of years or so, 2 or 3 years. He's the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. You know, it wasn't a great team, but you know, Dame Lillard was on the team, and you know, him and Dame didn't kind of see eye to eye, so he wanted to, you know, get shipped out. So they shipped him out, and you know, kind of moved on and did some things differently. But those are 3 of the most notable names out of those 34 arrests that you're going to hear about on a daily. You're also going to hear LeBron James's name, and LeBron has no connections to the allegations that's going on. He just happened to be a player that they, you know, mentioned in the allegations. But yeah, but I'm gonna go from here. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you know, we got these 34 arrests, and basically with Shaq, he's kind of weighing in on why were these guys risking their careers. If you don't know, Terry Rozier going out there, he was faking games. He was out there playing, and he was giving people insider information like, listen, you know, they got prop bets. So you go out there and do a prop bet. You know, you bet on a particular player, either to get a certain amount of points, assists, you know, rebounds, 3-point shots made, all different types of things. You know, it's like on FanDuel, DraftKings, and all the rest of these, like, you know, not just basketball, but like betting sites. You can go out here and you can bet on basically anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, in the Super Bowl, you can bet on the coin toss. Is it going to be head or tails? So, I mean, there's that. But as far as this case is concerned, Terry Rozier went out there. He made he let people know he was going to fake an injury, go out, and told these guys to pick this. He went out there, faked the injury, sat down. You never seen any trainers come by. He just sat down. He just ain't play for the rest of the game. These guys cashed out. You know what I'm saying? They won. And, you know, I think they won like up to, they said tens of millions of dollars. But I think it's collectively out of the whole scheme or whatever. But I think this one particular case cashed in, you know, I thought I saw 200,000. But that could have just been a couple of people. You know, so, you know, him going out there and just kind of like, if you got insider information and you know somebody they not gonna really score, and I'm gonna place his bet. I'm gonna put 100,000 on this John. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit 200,000. I'm gonna cash out, easy money. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Damon Jones situation, he went out and basically gave insider information. You know what I mean? That was not privy to everyone in, you know, and as far as betting is concerned. And he basically just said, hey, look, you know, LeBron James is not playing tonight, so if I was you, you know, I wouldn't, you know, bet him, or I'd take the under, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Kind of weighing their options or whatever. I don't see how that helps, you know, someone else out, that LeBron James is not playing, but, you know, maybe they can't score as many points as I've seen games where, they've made bets where the star player is sitting down and they still score the same points, if not more. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, things like that can happen, but in this particular case, it didn't happen like that. So, you know, people were, you know, cashing out on that information. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you get financial gain on a bet and you got insider information, you know what I mean? It's kind of like leveling the playing field. Now, I know the bettors is loving every bit of it. Now, the league itself is mad because they caught up with it. And the casinos, they're livid because they're like, hold up, how you giving them information that we know? And this kind of begs the question, like, okay, you know, these situations right here, they don't want you to know this information to the last minute because they're trying to get all your money. I just think everything should be transparent and upfront. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're doing bets. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a bettor myself. You know what I mean? I do my little sports gambling here and there, you know, and, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be pretty good at it. And like I said, I don't bet the house or anything like that, but I've won a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So I can't say, but see, I'm not one of those guys that's jumping out the window doing crazy bets or whatever, you know. I keep it simple and simplistic, and, you know, just if you figure an angle of a game that you know, that you like, and you really feel understand, stick with that. You don't have to take 50 different angles or whatever. Just take the one that I know. Just keep it simple like that, and you keep it moving. As far as Chauncey Billups was concerned, Chauncey Billups ended up having a poker table, and, you know, they had the x-ray glasses, they had the contacts they could put in their eyes, so that way they could see right through the cards. So when they was playing cards, they could make bets and be like, yo, you know, people come in, they could see everything. And, you know, they was winning millions and millions and millions of dollars like that. You know what I'm saying? So he got caught doing something like that, and, you know, obviously when you get caught, you know, people gonna fly names all over the place saying you did this, you did this, you did that, and you was responsible for doing this, purchasing this, for doing this, for doing that. So, I mean, you know, it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, that happened to him, but at the end of the day, why are you going out here acting like you didn't make tens of millions of dollars already in gambling? So what people fail to realize is Chauncey Billups, obviously, well, no, I don't say obviously, Chauncey Billups was caught up with the Mafia. Somebody knew something that he did something that he shouldn't have did. Somebody knew he did something, okay? So then in turn, he had to go out and fulfill the obligation, say, hey, listen, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna say this. Put you out there. And he was like, no, don't do that. I got you. And then he went on and did what he needed to do. So he kind of, you know, pigeonholed himself into a spot where, you know, you really don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's you don't want to be there, but you end up being in there. And it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You could have did way better than you was doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's easy for me to sit there and say he shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. Maybe he was cheating on his wife. Maybe he was out here, you know, doing something else that he ain't supposed to be doing. Somebody got some information on him or whatever. You know what I mean? So who knows what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's almost to the point, like, whatever you doing, you can't get caught doing what you doing around people. Like, that's the worst feeling in the world, like, to get caught doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, and the person that caught you is somebody that can use that to completely damage your life. And if you don't do what they say, then you really screwed. Now just imagine the Mafia saying something like, yo, you either go do this or it's gonna be this. And we know how the Mafia move, you know what I'm saying? You know, seeing enough movies, they do movies and depictions of, you know, all the things that they do inside of movies, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, his hands basically was tied. No, he shouldn't have did it, but I mean, I don't even think it had anything to do with him. For him, I don't think it had anything to do with money. I just think that he owed people money. It's like a lot of these guys is doing these different things. You know, they owe money to somebody else, and their hands is tied. It's like you getting involved with people. Like, people know you should not be getting involved with the mob. You know what I'm saying? The mob is an organization that you want to steer clear from at all costs. They do what they do. You don't want to get involved with that. You know what I'm saying? If you happen to get involved with it, chances are you're not getting out of it clean. It's stuff gonna happen. You know what I mean? Names gonna fly, stuff gonna fly, and somebody can get killed, damaged, all types of stuff. Now the wild thing is, you getting caught and you getting pinched. So now, as all this is taking place, you got to go to court. Chauncey Billups goes up in court. He's wearing the Clutch Sports hoodie, right? Now, that's a bad look, because you're wearing a Clutch Sports hoodie and you in court. So now that's putting eyes on the wrong company, because I don't think Clutch Sports had anything to do with it, although LeBron James is part of Clutch Sports. And I don't know if Damon Jones is a friend of people that's in Clutch Sports. So it kind of lends an eye to, you know, putting that on LeBron James and Maverick Carter and all their, you know, they dealings and everything. And you don't really want to, if they have nothing to do with it, You know what I'm saying? Like, why put eyes on it? You could have just went in there with a straight up business suit and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that whole thing was strategic, what Chauncey was doing. You know what I'm saying? Saying it wasn't me, it was them, and go get them. Like, it's a whole bunch of telling now. You know what I'm saying? When somebody get caught, then all of a sudden everybody want to start telling and snitching, right? You know what I mean? Although you played a part in everything that took place, okay, and you happen to get caught up on your situation, so don't bring everybody else down because you got caught up. Now, it was a referee back in the 90s, early on when he got caught up and he got, caught, and, he was talking about David Stern and how they wanted to cover this up back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. They was able to cover all this up because they had someone that was a reporter and, I'm sorry, not a reporter, a lawyer. And the lawyer, I'm gonna give you the exact name, what he was saying. So, where we at? Give me 1 second. So the guy, he was basically saying, now the guy, I'm sure you're familiar with him, that was doing all the gambling, Donahue, what is his full name? I think it's Tim Donahue, yeah. Former NBA referee Tim Donahue, right? He did 15 months in federal prison in July 2008, admitting his part in the NBA gambling scandal, right? So now, he got hit, he did his time, he's back out, he's fresh, everything cool. Now, he said that he feels like that this is going to be very damaging to the league. I just received a text message from one of the FBI agents that worked my case. And he basically said that they're not going to be able to cover this up like they covered up his. Because like back then, they was able to cover that whole situation up, you know what I mean, by throwing certain people in there, you know what I mean? And the reason why they did that was because he went on to say, I think David Stern was able to put a lid on it and paint me as one bad apple, which, okay, and that's exactly what he did, because we felt like, okay, well, he did it. He was the one that was cheating. So, now we know that's what it was. And that he was the only one involved, and then just to move on with it. Now, he wasn't the only one involved, okay? We know that. It was a couple of people involved, but, they painted that picture like that to keep the integrity of the game, or at least the look of the game, clean, right? So now the FBI said there were 6 or 7 other people that they wanted to indict, and this got shut down from the highest level. Later, I found out that a guy by the name of Greg Andrews, who was the head of the Eastern District of New York, took a job at a law firm and suddenly got the outside legal counsel work for the NBA. So that's how they was able to cover up that Greg Donahue job, and and David Stern was able to cover all this up and keep the kind of integrity, or at least the look of the league, fresh, going forward. So it was a situation where David Stern really ran the whole investigation, and it got shut down by the highest level people when it came to others being involved. So everything was shut down from the rip. On this particular case, it's not getting shut down now. You got too many people that's involved. Now you got the mob in there, and you got the feds all on it. And at the end of the day, when you're dealing with the feds, you're guilty until proven innocent, okay? Because they feel like they got you. They feel like they're doing what they're going they're going to go out there and basically hurt the NBA by doing all this, right? So I'm saying all that to say this. I know it's a long-winded video, and, there's a lot going on, and just bear with me. But we all look at some of these games, and we look at it and we say, damn, why they doing this? Why they doing that, right? And you got games where guys, I done seen videos of guys doing some of the shadiest things, some of the dumbest things in sports that you would never, ever, 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 ever do. But yet, until they say, oh no, the integrity of the sport is still in hand, everything is fine, I just ran back, I just did this, I just did that. Like literally, I saw a college football game where it was to the point where all you had to do was take 3 knees and be out. The guy was backing up and he was trying to run the clock out. So you could have ran the clock out and just took a knee. Even if they'd got the ball back, they still wouldn't have been able to do nothing with it anyway, right? So the guy runs all the way back, right? He runs into the end zone. So now they added points to the other team, which in turn allowed that team to score and not the team that everyone was betting on. So it's weird stuff like that be happening, but it's just like, you can't do nothing about it. And at the end of the day, it's a saying when you betting, it's a saying that we have, which is the house always wins. And if you can't afford to lose it, don't bet it. Okay? So, don't go out here betting thinking that you're going to make $1 million off of betting. You can't afford to lose it, then don't lose it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you either go out here and even bet 10, 20 leg, if you could bet 10 and 20 leg parlays on a game, go play the lottery. You make way more money doing that, you know what I'm saying, and with less legs. You just got to pick numbers, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully they clear all this stuff up. Hopefully they get all this, get some more integrity back in, and it's gonna put a stain on the NBA. And it's just not the NBA that's doing stuff like this. It's all sports. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you could bet on the sport, they got people in there manipulating things, referees, and all the above. Just like in football, if they want your game to go over, a lot of calls they're gonna turn a deaf ear to it. If they want it to go under and they don't want you to be scoring, they don't want it to happen, hey, guess what? Holding is always at play in the NFL. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so they want to call plays like that. You got pass interference, throw the ball all the way down the field. They got to touch him. He falls down. Oh, you ain't turning your head. 1st and goal on the 1. Like, if they can manipulate these games, how they want to manipulate them. So it's not that they can't do it. They can do it, but, I mean, they do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the house always wins. But why would they risk their careers? I don't know. Only thing I can say is your back was against the wall and you owe somebody some money and you had to do what you had to do to get this money up. And they wasn't waiting for it. They wanted you to do a certain thing to get the money. So again, don't get involved in people that you know that you cannot get out of being involved with, okay? Without losing an eye, a life, a family member, money, it's just, so it's a crazy situation. Shaq and everybody else in the NBA, all the guys talking about it. They don't understand it, but like I said, they don't have eyes on the inside of the situation. They just got eyes on the outside of the situation. So more information is coming out about this scandal, about all this is going on, and hopefully we can kind of get some more clarity as to why guys did what they did. And get some more transparency within the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that will help us all out, especially as guys that want to go out here and, lay a little something on the line to win a couple of hours, on the game. So, only time will tell. But with that being said, if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. All my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Smash the like button. Push the like button. It pushes these videos out and videos like this all over the internet. Okay, so we can all spark up a conversation, talk about these current events that I bring to you, 3 to 4 times a week. So, let's do that, and let's strike up a conversation, in the comment section. I know I don't ask you guys a particular question, but we could talk about it. Leave me a comment down below. Let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? Let me know how you feel about it. Come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and the merch store. I got t-shirts, hoodies, all types of stuff on the merch store. Going out there and purchase yourself something. It's a little chilly out, so, hoodie weather. So go and get yourself a hoodie, and we can go from there. Again, I love every single one of y'all. This channel is nothing without you guys. And, just be careful out there. Watch what you're doing, Make sure every move that you make is a calculated move, that you thought about it all the way through before you make a move, before you do anything, okay? Safety is at all costs the most important thing in these days. So, I love every single one of y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I rise and I wake and I gotta go get it. I'm making my bed and it's straight to the digits. No cup of jokers, this is acidic. So I take a shot with the lemon and ginger. Look in the mirror like, yeah, I'm that. Look in the mirror like, I'm fitted. Looking outside like the world is all mine. Look in the mirror like, go get it. I gotta get to the scene, oh, I gotta get to the bag now.